If your aim is teaching, to get anywhere or job, you will require NET. Okay, because NET candidates are more preferred. If you are planning for a PhD, then the first criteria is whether you have cleared NET JRF. But NET is cleared by two agencies, UGC and CSIR. Which one is the best? Which one should you go for? What are the different similarities as well as the differences? And in the end, I will tell you which one is better. So stay tuned and let's begin. Let's start with the basics. CSIR NET have been conducted by CSIR itself from the beginning. UGC, earlier it was conducted by CBSE, right now it is conducted by NTA, National Testing Agency. The second thing to note is that CSIR exam is for science subjects. Exact which are the subjects that we will see in some time, whereas UGC is for some of the science subjects as well as humanities and other disciplines. We will start with the exam and then gradually we will move to differences in the fellowship. So the first difference is that UGC does not have any negative marking as far as your syllabus is concerned, as far as the exam is concerned, whereas CSIR there is heavy negative marking. The educational qualification required for clearing UGC NET is post-graduation in relevant streams like humanities, social science, electronic science, computer science and applications with at least 55% aggregate, whereas in CSIR you need MSc with minimum 55% aggregate, but a degree in BTech, B Pharma, MBBS that also makes you eligible for answering this particular exam. As far as UGC NET is concerned, your age limit is maximum 30 years of age. These are the recent developments. Earlier it was maximum 28 years, but as of now it's 30 years. And for CSIR NET, candidates should be maximum 28 years in age and there is no upper age limit for lectureship. There is no upper age limit for lectureship for both disciplines as well. The number of subjects you can answer in UGC NET is 95 and CSIR NET provides exam in 5 subjects. In chemical sciences, earth, atmospheric, ocean and planetary sciences, life sciences, that was my subject, mathematical sciences and physical sciences, whereas for UGC NET you have 81 subjects excluding the science field. Moving on to the actual paper, let's make a comparison of question papers for both UGC and CSIR. For UGC paper, there are altogether 2 subjects. One is the general one, second is the subject specialization. The total questions are 50, total questions for section 2 is 100. Total marks for section 1 and 2 is 100 and 200 respectively, which comes to total 300 marks for 3 hours of duration. CSIR NET has 3 sections, section A, section B, section C. Section A has general aptitude, section B and C have subject related concepts. The total marks for part A is 30, part B and part C is 70 and 100 respectively. And negative marking exists for all the 3 sections. Now that we have seen the differences in the question paper format, let's move on to the marking scheme which is there. For UGC, paper 1 and paper 2, since now UGC has around 91 subjects, each subject the marking scheme will be different, and same with CSIR. Each subject will have a different marking scheme. So as far as the general trend is observed, for paper 1 it is around 40% and if you belong to any other category as mentioned, then the paper 1 is around 35% cutoff and paper 2 varies subject wise for both, so it keeps on changing. And the cutoff, even if I've mentioned 40% and 35%, it is subject to change. Moving on to CSIR NET, as far as the exam is concerned, this is the subject wise breakdown of the cutoff which is present. UR is unreserved, so unreserved has usually a higher cutoff, and other categories the cutoff is slightly lower. Even within this, the cutoff for JRF and for LS is different. JRF is usually higher, LS is lower. For each subject, the cutoff will be different for JRF as well as LS. Here I have mentioned the cutoffs for previous exams. I could not find the cutoff for 2021. Now that we have seen the differences in, let's see if there are any similarities. So the qualifying procedure, if you think about the general trend, it remains the same. So the top 6% get around lectureship, the top 2 or 3% get qualified as JRF. It's almost the same. The percentage may vary slightly every year to year, but overall this is the trend that is observed. Also, the frequency of exam is same. It happens twice a year, except for the 2 years that were pandemic, June, July, November, December. Both the exams test your general aptitude as well as subject component. Both the tests are used to identify good candidates for lectureship jobs and for research jobs. Both the exams are given at a national level in different cities of the country. Now what we have discussed so far is the differences in the exam. Let's see if there are any differences with respect to your fellowship. If you get fellowship from UGC and if you get fellowship from CSIR. Before that, I want to highlight a major aspect of this particular thing. If you belong to, say, suppose mathematical sciences or life sciences, you have no other option but to answer CSIR exam itself. When your roll numbers are out, when your marks are out, what happens over there is certain section of candidates are said that you will get your fellowship from CSIR and certain candidates are said that you will get your fellowship from UGC. And that is why, even though it is conducted by CSIR, it's called as joint CSIR UGC exam. I am speaking about the 5 subjects, science subjects that are being conducted. So the exam is CSIR, but the fellowship you get will depend on the final result. Let me tell you one thing, the process of allotment of, say, suppose your roll number is 1001. Now this roll number has been allotted UGC fellowship. Okay, this person comes to know during their result. Whether it's given from UGC or CSIR, it is not in your hand. It is a random process, point number 1. It's not that students who have got a higher rank are given fellowship from CSIR. Students who have got a lower rank are given fellowships from UGC. This is not the case. The reason I'm highlighting is because many of the times it is assumed or believed that CSIR fellowship has a higher weightage than your UGC. Which fellowship you will get allotted is not in your hand and it doesn't depend on merit. If you have given a UGC exam, the 91 subjects that we went through, including humanities and everything, there everything is very straightforward. The exam is UGC and the fellowship you will get is also from UGC. I've seen this kind of discrimination in labs also when people are speaking with respect to CSIR and UGC that CSIR has higher weightage. It is not true. It is a myth. I have seen candidates who have got much higher rank and they have got UGC fellowship, and students whose ranks were not that good, they have got CSIR fellowship. Then how do you choose? That is a question. If no exam is better, how do you choose? Think of your end goal. For example, my graduation and post-graduation is in biotechnology, so it broadly comes under life sciences area. Wherever I'll be working, the vacancies and all come in the form of life sciences. They ask for NET in life sciences. So I chose to clear life sciences. Don't limit yourself just to the exam. Think from the job perspective, which exam would be good, and you answer that. Whether it is conducted by CSIR or UGC, it really does not matter. If you have a choice, this exam or this exam, then you might want to consider UGC because this is a personal observation that I've made. If you disagree with that, I want you to go in the comments and check. I have seen students getting their fellowships delayed in case of CSIR. Okay, their fellowships don't come for 6 months and there is a lot of tension. UGC also, it used to happen earlier like that, but as of now they have streamlined all the processes and the way it operates with respect to dispersal of fellowships I'm speaking about, straightforward and convenient. So you might want to remember this point. If there is an option for you to choose between 2 subjects, if your aim is JRF, if your aim is NET, then NET LS, then you don't need to bother and you don't need to think so much. You can choose whichever one, as I mentioned earlier, based on what would be the job criteria. Whether UGC or CSIR, hopefully this question has got answered. If you are CSIR or UGC fellow, then I want you to comment below what has been your experience with regard to this. And till the next time, bye.